Yo, what is poppin' peeps? It is your boy Jet, and today we're gonna be talking about episode 111 of My Hero Academia Season 5. If you like this video, make sure you guys go ahead and decay that subscribe button, turn on the bell so you never miss another upload, and stress output burden that like button, and make sure you use Sadman's Parade to share with everyone in the world. But without further ado, let's go and get into this video. I'm gonna try to speedrun it because I definitely want to get through this video pretty quick because I don't have much to say. Alright, so overall this episode was good. Alright, I will admit this episode was good. It's definitely a step up from the last MVA episodes and basically the entirety of Endeavor Agency. This episode followed the manga pretty well besides a few cutout parts, and it had pretty good pacing. This is the type of quality that I wanted to see in the other MVA episodes. Alright, I'm gonna put it in big fat letters on the screen. I liked this episode, but the quality of this episode should have been the standard of MVA. Hell, it should have been more for how good this arc is. This one good episode really isn't going to change my mind. I still think you should read the manga, but I think when it comes to certain parts of this fight, mainly the Shigaraki backstory, you could read the anime. I said read the anime. I'm going to keep that in. Watch the anime if you want for the Shigaraki backstory, but otherwise read most of the manga. You can definitely tell with this episode they turned it up a notch. They put a lot of their money and budgets into this episode because the animation for this episode was pretty crisp, right? It wasn't bad at all. But let's go and talk about the actual episode. My boy Spinner finally kept his last bit of relevancy in this arc. Alright, they cut out his arc with the KKK, or excuse me, the Creature Rejection Clan. They cut out his whole arc there. They cut out his motivational speech with Shigaraki, but they kept this scene in with Spinner, so I'm glad. They didn't completely alienate my boy Spinner. I understand why they didn't put Spinner in the first promotion arc for My Villain Academia, because they were gonna cut out most of his relevancy in the arc, but they kept this last scene, so I'm not happy. I mean, they cut out the rest of Spinner stuff, but it'll do, I guess. Like I was saying earlier, the animation for this episode is pretty cool. I really liked how Shigaraki was like running around Reed Destro and how he kept building up speed, looking like a Naruto, Sonic, or whatever. That was pretty cool. I liked that. That was a nice added bit of detail. But there was some problems that I had with this episode besides like the consistency. So y'all know how Reed Destro crushed Shigaraki's hand? Well, if you're an anime only, in the manga, those three fingers, his thumb, pointer, middle finger on that hand, got just completely like wiped off. They got sent to the gulag. But in the anime, they're still there. He still has his fingers, but they're all bloodied. And I don't know why they made that change. He should not have those fingers on his hand. It could be for censorship reasons, but I doubt that because later in the same episode, they show Shigaraki sending his family to the Shadow Realm. And we even get a close-up shot of some Corgi chunky soup. So I don't know why they made this change to his hand. And it's kind of backwards because in the Heroes Rising movie, he has the prosthetic on his hand. So I have no idea why they made this change. But it's not a major change. Most people will forget about it, but I just wonder why. Let's talk about some goods of this episode. I already talked about the negatives. The backstory for my boy Shigaraki was done justice, alright? They kept his backstory in the anime pretty true to how it was in the manga, and I really enjoyed it. The censorship was barely noticeable. I know Bones messed up during this season a lot, but I give them my props, alright? I give them my props. They did the backstory justice, and I hope this last episode will pull through, alright? MVA has not been it's not been looking good for MVA. The backstory kind of helped it out a little bit. I hope this last episode at least makes this adaptation passable. I'm still gonna tell you to read the manga, but let's at least make this watchable. Some other good things from this episode. The music was hitting a little bit extra hard this episode, alright? The music for MVA, but in this episode it was hitting a little bit extra hard, so I give them 2 props for that. And of course the voice acting was fantastic, especially the voice acting for Kid Shigaraki, little Tenko Shimura. Fantastic. All in all, this episode pretty good, really good. In fact, I just wish this was the standard that we had for the rest of MVA. But hey, I want to get out of here as fast as possible because I'm hungry. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully Shigaraki versus Reed Destro ending will be a banger, and I'll see you guys next week. Deuces, whatever.